that doesn't explain why the Yaris is getting bigger, because the Aygo's smaller.
The Yaris isn't getting bigger. We've just seen that.
I don't know anymore.
I'm so confused.
Get hyper. Fake sound.
Oh yeah, let's start this by explaining. In the previous vlog, we mentioned that we thought this car had a bit of a fake synthesized sound to it. Definitely does, because it broke the other day.
Confirmed.
Yeah, Illuminati confirmed. It broke. We were driving along, and it suddenly got a lot. I put it in sport mode, and I noticed it's a bit quiet. And then played around, like comfort, sport, like switched around. Still quite quiet. And I noticed that when you change down a gear, normally you get like a bit of a blip. You know, like as you sort of rev, and like you over rev when you like blip in the throttle. It does that to sort of make it sound sporty. But it didn't do that at all. It just matched the revs perfectly every time, and you could barely hear it. And so I think the fake sound generation thing stopped working for a while, because once we stopped the engine and started it again, it sounded normal again. But for about 10 minutes, it sounded way different to how it normally does, and it sounded a lot more real. Because we said, didn't we, it sounds a little bit, just something about it sounds kind of
synthesized. It's hard to put your finger on, but
yeah,
it's something.
And especially now I've heard it without that, I can properly like put my finger on the sort of the sound, like in my head. I can hear exactly which bit sounds fake now. Because
you said sometimes, in the last vlog, that the rev match gets out.
Yeah, like if you keep your eye on the needle as you change up or down a gear, sometimes you hear the sound carry on even when the needle's dropped, which should never really happen. Like, because the sound is coming from the engine revving, so if the needle's gone down, surely the engine can still be revving higher. Like, so yeah, I think that's just the fake sound thing not quite keeping up sometimes. But yeah, like, it sounded alright, that was the thing. We were saying this, like, this car, you wouldn't expect to sound crazy, would you? Like, not that it sounds crazy with the fake sounding, but you wouldn't expect it to be loud and like that sporty. No. Like, at the end of the day, it's just a 2 Series with a bit more power, really.
Like, we said, like, okay, when you knock it into sport, maybe add a bit of sound generation, but give people an option to turn it off. Yeah. At least, like, that's all we're asking. Just let us turn it off if you don't want it.
And it sounds fine from the outside as well. Like, somebody stopped the other day and was like, that sounds ace, like, from the outside. And I was like, so why do they need to make it sound real fake and, like, even, like, different from in here? But yeah, like, it sounded, you could hear just the engine rather than this kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a sort of, a bit of a bassy sound in it, like it's kind of the deep.
Like, it's not going to pick up on camera, and it's so hard to describe, but when we was in the M4, if you sat in the back, there was just a slight sense that the sounds weren't coming from where it should come from. If that makes sense. Like, normally like front and back, but you sort of getting, it's weird, it's just weird.
It's strange, and I wish they hadn't done it in this, to be honest, because I think an M235i does not need to sound that sporty. Like,
unless it sounds alright. That's the problem.
It sounds fine, good. I prefer it without the fakeness, to be honest. I preferred it when I could just hear the engine, and like when you downshifted, you didn't hear the revving, like I say, so it didn't feel quite as sporty, I guess. So maybe you could say they should just make that bit sound a bit better, but I don't think
it's tricky.
Like, because even in comfort mode now, like, you can still hear it a bit, can't you? Like, you hear that's a wall.
Yeah.
You didn't like, it was silent pretty much in comfort mode. Like, if you were at low revs, you couldn't really hear anything other than like the road noise. So it's definitely fake. But anyway.
Onwards from that.
Yeah, moving on. We weren't even meant to be talking about that. But
no.
The topic we were going to talk about was cars.
Getting bigger.
Cars getting fat.
Getting bigger.
Like, because there's all these cars now. We've got like all these manufacturers. We've got like an A1, like an A2, and an A3, and an A4, an A5, an A6, an A7 or Q7.
Q7.
Right.
We're doing A7. Yeah.
I think we're doing A7. Yeah. Like, but the A3 now is pretty much like as big as the A4 used to be, isn't it?
Like, I saw an A3 saloon, and it was the same as the old A4. Like, I swear to God. So now, so now where's the A4 sitting?
Because now the A4 is like as big as an A5.
Same with like the Corsa.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like the Corsa, like the Yaris got bigger. So then they had like the Aygo.
Yeah.
To then fill in what the Yaris used to be, and everything just seems to get.
Same with BMW, isn't it? Like 1 Series. Like this, we were chatting the other day. This to me is the same as what a 3 Series should be, or it is.
I don't think there's any less or more legroom.
Like, you don't feel like this is a small car at all. This feels like what I always imagined a 3 Series is. Like, it's 4 seats, it's roomy, it's practical, it's got big boot. Like, so then what's a 3 Series? What difference is there in a 3 Series and this? Is it just slightly longer?
It feels from the outside like that. It's just price.
Yeah.
Like especially the BMW Q range.
Oh yeah.
And X range, sorry.
Yeah, the big.
Like the X1, the X3, the X5, then the X6.
Because that's the thing. Like the X things are just like the sort of big, like not off-road, but you know what I mean, like the big sort of Land Rover type things, aren't they?
Yeah.
So why do you need like 4 different versions of that?
Which it turns out, they obviously sell a load of Q1s. They've obviously decided to make it because there's a market for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's really, especially now, like we normally, you like a certain car and we go to a dealership and look at a certain car and buy a car. Whereas other people, they don't maybe decide they want an Audi or they want a BMW.
Yeah, they're not specific.
And then I think they just sell it on price, like what's in the budget. So luckily now with the 2 Series and the 1 Series, they can sell them a cheaper car. But before it would have just been either 3 Series or nothing.
Yeah.
And then they probably wouldn't have bought a BMW.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. But then there's got to be some difference between. Like, I honestly don't know what the difference is between a 3 Series and a 2 Series, other than just slightly bigger.
I mean, it's got to be a matter of only inches longer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, surely it's not anything that's going to make any difference. No, I just think it's weird. I think, especially BMW's naming thing with the whole 1 and 2 Series are the same thing, but one's got an extra door. Like, 3 and 4 Series are the same thing, but one's got extra doors. Like, I just that's stupid to me. The weirdest thing to me is that they've made an A3 saloon, because that to me is just an A4. Like, what is the difference? Again, it's same as this. What is the difference between this and the 3 Series? Like
it wouldn't matter to you if this was called a 1 Series Coupe still.
No, I couldn't care less what it's called. But it's called M235i and Estoril Blue with 8-speed gearbox.
Yeah. You gotta make sure you get the full name in.
He makes fun of me because I call it an M235i. That's his name.
Because we short on every other car.
But if I called it, right, this started because somebody commented saying, have you got rid of the M2, right? And I said I never had an M2, because an M2 is a different car.
They don't make an M2.
But they're gonna. I'm future-proofing my comments, alright? They're gonna make an M2.
Don't want to date your stuff.
Exactly. They're gonna make an M2, definitely.
Maybe called it. Well, no, because
it's called an M2.
They only called the 1M because they couldn't call it the M1.
Yeah, because we already have one.
But so are they going to follow that? Just, all of a sudden, it's just going to go. The 1 Series is just going to become. Well, they won't even make a 1M anymore. It's become the M2.
M2, yeah.
M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, yeah. And get rid of the M1.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But if someone says you've got an M2, I'm like, no, I haven't. I've got an M235i.
It's different. An M2L.
I haven't, because but people know it's kind of on the horizon.
Well,
so
but no, because it's not. The M's just a fancy little badge and some trim bits.
On this, it is.
Yeah.
But
so if you just said the 2 Series.
If you say 2 Series, then
that's the problem I've got.
It's not just a regular 2 Series. It's the M235i, which people know is a better car and a more fun car than a regular 2 Series.
I don't have a clue.
Some people know.
I don't know. It's 2 Series, whatever.
But some people do. Some people are like, oh, cool, you got an M235i. That was like a good car. Whereas if I just said, got BMW 2 Series, I'd be like, it's a different car. It's like you have got a Fiat 500 at Bath. You knew this was coming.
You knew this was coming. Go on, go on. No,
you've got a Fiat 500 at Bath, right? Would you say to people, I've got a Fiat 500 or I've got a Bath?
I was to say a Bath. But
exactly.
You're saying I've got a Bath 500.
No.
Like, I'm just
no, because I'm not saying BMW M235i.
Because a Bath make a Punto and a 500. I say I've got a Bath. Whatever.
Exactly. And then people are like, well, which has he got?
I don't know.
Confuse people.
It's up to them. Google it. I don't know.
But I don't say BMW M235i. I just say M235i.
You say BMW 235i and Estoril Blue?
With 8-speed gearbox. No, I don't. I don't. That's the only one I'm taking the piss. I say M235i. That's enough. And I add the I because when people say BMW names, they say like 320D or whatever. Like, they don't just say 320. So like M235i. It is a bit of a mouthful, I'll give you that. I get sick of typing it and saying it.
But what other M2s are there?
I don't think there are any others.
I don't know this because you bought this.
Yeah, same here.
Is it like a 215? A 2... I guess it's a 2C5D. Is it an M2C5D?
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
No one puts a diesel in sporty cars, though.
Oh.
They don't! Sorry to anyone who's got a diesel that they think is a sporty car. So you can't think of diesels? Like what?
Like a 235D.
There isn't a 235D. Are these traffic lights ever going to change?
Probably not. Vlog stuff.
Vlogs, you wanted vlogs.
Cars are getting bigger.
Cars are getting fat.
BMW's naming convention is silly.
It's ridiculous.
And...
Sally owns a Fiat 500.
In a Bath.
Vlogs.
Sweet.
Done.
Ace.
Do you want more of this? Really?
Really?
Really? Go do something with your life. Stop watching this shit.
Get dedicated.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Why
work.
aren't you working?
Why aren't we working?
We'd be working if we could get out of this fucking traffic jam.
Got stuff to do.
Jesus Christ, come on. We've got some code to write.
Like, what's that? That's a Toyota. That was a Yaris.
Was it?
That was a Yaris.
Yeah, it's like an Igo.
That's just ruined our argument.
It's tiny.
We said the Yaris are getting bigger.
You said you said that, and I was like, I don't know enough about Yarises to feel like I'm qualified to discuss
apparently,
this.
I don't know.
Nope. What's that? Is that a Corsa or a? That's an Astra, sure.
It's an Astra.
That's quite big, really, isn't it?
What's
That's like
that?
an estate Astra.
No, it's a. Oh.
We know nothing about cars.
It said Eco on it.
We know nothing about cars.
We never know anything about. We can't say we know supercars because we don't know them either.
No, yeah, we're just supercar people. What's a supercar?
What is a supercar?
Well, this is the longest set of traffic lights
Welcome to Dedication
sat.
blog watches traffic and decides what the cars are.
Let's go. Tell us what you think about fat cars.
Getting bigger, getting smaller.
Baby cars getting bigger. Yeah. Do you think we're idiots? Yeah.
Let us know.